On this episode, a defeat to Arsenal ushers in low expectations. We're no longer believers, so who should be United's number 6? There's a look ahead to Fulham away, and there's another round of Cropper's Transfer Corner. Welcome to Fergie's Gum, a Manchester United podcast. Hello and welcome to Fergie's Gum. My name is Nathan Irvine and I will be your host for today. As always, I am joined by, fresh from his excursion to Spain, holding up a Fergie's Gum mug, is Mr. Paul Cropper, all the way from Bury. How are you doing, mate?
Fantastic. So look at that beauty. Up the gummers. Beautiful.
There we go. Fresh merchandise.
I'm good, mate. Thank you. I'm good, mate. Thank you. Good. Good holiday, good break. Back now.
And the weather in Bury?
Great. Yeah, great. It has to be expected. It's funny when you get on the plane and the pilot always mentions the weather in Manchester and everyone just goes, oh, like that.
Yeah.
But yeah. I had a good night's sleep. I rested. Yeah, well, it's not surprising, is it? It's just great. But yeah, nice break. Nice to be back. Ready to work. Ready to talk football. Let's go.
There we go. Well, I guess there's only one place to start, isn't there, really? And that's Manchester United 0, Arsenal 1 from the weekend. Sunday's game, Super Sunday, didn't really turn out to be a Super Sunday for Manchester United because, well, the record books will only show that we lost that game. What did you think of it, mate?
Yeah, exactly that, mate. I watched it all. It's always good, a Super Sunday, Arsenal. United beat Arsenal. It feels like a big game. Always has done. I know your thoughts, and I've listened. I've watched the game, watched the highlights, and you listen to people on Match of the Day. You listen to people talk about it. Gary Neville talking about it on Monday Night Football as well. I'm more inclined to agree with Roy Keane, what Roy Keane said. Decent performance, but it just niggles me. I think we were talking about this in the chat. I was fuming at the end just because I thought Arsenal were there for the beating. I didn't think they looked great. I couldn't pick out the two centre-halves for Arsenal, as we all know, are brilliant, aren't they? But I thought the rest of their team was off it. I thought they were well off it. I thought they were there for beating. I think it just screamed, we needed a striker. And this brings me back to, I'm going to talk tactics and all that in a minute. This will bring me back to 6 weeks ago when we had this discussion of, get your transfers done. If Sesko was your main target, get him in at the beginning of the season, and he'd have been raring to go then. You wouldn't have to be playing Mason Mount there, or, to be fair to Mason Mount, he did actually do quite well. But there was no goal threat. We could have played for 3 years against them. We wouldn't have scored. That's how we felt. And so if Sesko, coming back to the point, was there at the beginning of pre-season, he had his pre-season, he was in the team, he was raring to go, I think we'd have beat him. And that's where I'm at. That's why I'm so annoyed at it. It just felt the game was there to be won.
Well, I think on Sunday, I was kind of looking for anything because I had screamed at the telly a fair few times. Mostly at Manuel Ugarte, who we'll talk about in a minute. But I was trying to find some sort of positive. And I think I'm not quite Roy Keane-esque about it, but I think Ruben Amorim was probably a realist after the game when he said he was happy about the performance, but disappointed about the result, which is exactly how we should be, right? Exactly how we should be. We shouldn't be accepting this. And in fact, I've just started doing the newsletter, and in the newsletter, I've been saying about there's a creeping sense of low expectation. It's okay,
yeah,
but on reflection, I'm the same as you. It's like we can't just go into these games and just be like, oh well, it was a decent result. It was a decent performance. Because I'm the same as you now. I'm looking at that game and thinking, Arsenal didn't even need to get out of second gear to win that. They didn't defend particularly well. I know you said Saliba and Gabriel that they played well. They were just there, but United just couldn't fashion anything to win. I think Mbeumo probably went close. There was that save from Dorgu. Yeah, there was a save from Dorgu as well. Like it wasn't a terrible performance, but we have to stop losing. Losing that game to an average Arsenal side really, really average Arsenal side. Mikel Arteta must be laughing his bum off,
Yeah,
like walking out
it's
of there.
like it's like, oh, we've put in a good performance has become acceptable. No, I don't. You do care about good performances, yeah, and we will probably move on. Well, we're going to move on to the plus points in a minute, but you've still lost. You've still lost your
Mm,
first home game in a game
yeah,
like we've hit the post. The keeper's made some good save. I don't think the keeper, he made one good save from Cunha, didn't he? That was about it.
yeah.
Good punch away. We didn't.
And Dorgu as well.
Yeah. He's but you know what? It wouldn't drop, would it? It just wouldn't drop. But yeah, I felt like, as I said before, we could have been playing for a long time and just not scored. And that was my disappointment initially. And then you listen to other people talk, and you have to come round to the positives, I suppose. And there was a few of them. There was a few.
Well,
Mason,
22 shots
oh,
that we had, 22
yeah.
shots that we had, which is I think a record against Arsenal since we beat them 8-2.
There's
So,
4 or 5 records we broke, weren't there, Nathan, of possessions in a game,
yeah,
chances created, etc. in like the past 10 years. But if you're comparing anything to past garbage we watched the past 10 years, then it's going to be good, isn't it?
yeah. Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't count for anything because, as I keep saying, the record books will only show that Manchester United lost that game 1-0. Doesn't show
Exactly.
the Matthias Cunha did a really nice run and a good touch. Doesn't show that Brian Mbeumo, had a chance early doors. Doesn't show any of that. It just
Don't show
shows,
Mason Mount closed down really well, did it, for the first
yeah,
hour? It doesn't
yeah,
matter. At the
yeah,
end of the game, you've lost. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
So
disappointment.
the first question I was going to ask you then about this, obviously we don't have to just go straight onto the positives. We can keep talking about it in a general sense. But the first thing that I was going to ask you is, should Amarim have started Ahmad and Sesko?
Oh, no, I don't think. I think he's probably done the right thing in letting Sesko come on. I said that last week, didn't I? And I think he did the right thing in not starting Ahmad against a top team that have challenged what they finished second the past 3 years. I think I've said it a few times where I don't believe that Ahmad will start the big games against the big teams. I think he'll be used as he did when he came on. The difference is, when Ahmad came on, he looked our best player, didn't he? I thought he looked brilliant, Ahmad, when he came on. And it's a shame that the system doesn't suit him for him to start in the team. You have to get him in the team. And I'll keep saying it, Ahmad has to be in the team. But he's not going to drop the 2 new lads in the 10s. So Ahmad will be, when we're at home against it's a bit derogatory, but the lesser teams that we should be playing to be, he will start him then. That's when the manager will start him. Disappointing, because that means Ahmad is, as one of our best players, he's going to be in and out of the team and used not to his full potential. Ahmad creates chances. Ahmad closes down as the manager wants. Ahmad will score goals. Ahmad will do everything that the lads we've just brought in for 100 odd million will do, and even better if you're playing with them. It's just unfortunate, the system, there isn't a full lockdown place for Ahmad in there, and that's going to be frustrating for him throughout the season. We'll talk about the Fulham game in a minute, but I don't think he'll start there either. Probably for the right reasons, which I'll discuss. Sesko, no, I don't think he should have started. Like I've just said, if he had a full pre-season, if he'd have brought in early, if the club had that target, got him in, did everything, he's fit to start. I think he starts like Cunha did, like Mbeumo did. It's just there must be reasons behind it, but it just feels unorganised that you start your first game at home in the Premier League and you've not got a striker. It's stupid. I don't get it. Don't get it. But when he came on, what did you think, Sesko?
I thought he looked like he needed a pre-season. That's why.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But I can't
Yeah.
write him off based on that. It was just, yeah, you're absolutely right. Because you look at City and you look at Liverpool and the way that they got their players in early doors, and they had them in the team and they had the pre-season. Liverpool off to a flying start. City again, depressingly, just smashed up Wolves, and I think that could have been
Minders look good, didn't he?
United. Yeah, he did. He looked very good, and I think that that could have been United had Sesko
Yep.
had that pre-season. But I think in defence of them, I don't think he became a true target for them until they had a good look at him, until they had a good look at Højlund on tour. And I think after the first game on tour, I think they all got together, Wilcox, Barada, maybe even Ratcliffe and Amorim, and they just looked at it and just went, look, he's not at it, this kid. And if we have aspirations to do anything this season, we're gonna have to get a new striker in. Because that's what it only started then at
Yeah,
the when
yeah,
they were on pre-season tour. So there must have been
yeah,
chats and they must have been talking about it. So I don't think he was a prime target. I think it's great that we've got him now. It will take a little bit of time to sort it out. But at least he's there. At least he's
yeah.
there.
Yeah. I've seen what what you're saying is it kind of evolved into the situation of we need a striker. What was the game
Yeah.
where Hoyland first got dropped where we started Mason Mount?
It
It
was
was
after
Williams won that,
it was
that
after the first
garbage.
game, wasn't it? It was after the first game.
Yeah,
So he played against
yeah, so,
Leeds. He played
yeah.
against Leeds and then he played against oh God, I should have these up.
It's all
Let's have
blurred
a look.
into one. But that seems to have been when the decision was made, though, doesn't it? It's that it's not working. Maybe we need a striker. Yeah, I'll give you that. Just frustrates me that because now you're talking Sesko not being up to speed till end of September, aren't you? Because we've only got one game a week. I know they organised a game behind closed doors, wanted to see how fit he was and things like that. So obviously he showed there he wasn't fit enough. But
Yeah.
it's hard to get games into players when you've only got the Premier League. It's a bit easier.
So just looking at the past statistics on Hoyland, just coming back to the point that we was making. So in pre-season, he played 45 minutes against Leeds United. He played 66 minutes against West Ham. He played 71 minutes against Bournemouth and scored. He claims that he scored 2. And then after that game, it was 18 minutes against Everton and then no minutes against Fiorentina. So I
Right,
think
yeah,
after that Everton game, it was, we just
done.
got to change
Yeah,
this up. If we're going to do it,
yeah,
we're going to have to do it quickly, and we're going to have to get our target. And Christopher Vivell was the one that was pushing it, right? He was the
yeah,
one that
yeah, yeah,
wanted Sesko, and he managed to get exactly what he wanted. So just looking at
yeah,
there's 2 more negatives that I just kind of want to look at first before we move on to
yeah,
the
yeah,
positives of it. Bayern Deer, I mean, quite clearly, we need a number 1 goalkeeper.
yeah.
I'm even thinking that Tom Heaton should be in nets against
You're
Fulham
not the only
because
one.
I'm not convinced by Ndiaye. I'm not convinced by Onana either. And I know that Ruben Amorim came out and he defended all of his
Yeah,
goalkeepers with a lot of passion, but I think that was more down to the frustration of being asked constantly about why have you dropped Onana? Why is Ndiaye playing? You know, they targeted him. They targeted him, and it was pretty simple in the end. You know, just get next to him, and just fluster him, and that's exactly what happened. And he came out with his chocolate wrist. He didn't get anything on it. He should have been punching straight through the defenders, like straight
straight through the
through it.
back of him. Yeah,
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 and
exactly. Yeah,
just
yeah.
and took him out completely.
I know he was asked in the press conference as well, the manager, when he about Tom Eaton. Somebody actually brought it up, and he snapped back. He did snap back a
Mm.
bit. But we can all see it. We've all seen it
Yeah.
since what was the game? He started at Spurs and he made 2 mistakes straight away out there, didn't he? And I
Well,
think a lot
he
of us wrote
conceded
him
from
off.
a corner.
Well, yeah, yeah, well, yeah, and we all know he probably inside knows, but it's good management, I suppose, to defend your players in public, probably criticise them in the change room. So I don't think we're all daft enough for it. He's going to come out and write him off because he probably might have to play him for the next 6-7 games. We don't know
Mm.
unless you get someone in. But yeah, it was garbage, wasn't it? Just garbage
Yeah.
goalkeeping. You can't take anything away from Declan Rice's delivery. It is superb. His delivery is superb, and he puts it exactly where he wants. Why Mason Mount's marking? Was it Saliba?
Mm.
Or Gabriel? Why Mason Mount's marking him and Delit's not saying, "I'll do this, pal." You know what I mean? But they've obviously been told where to go. Your keeper's 6'6", mate. Just move
Yeah.
him out of the way. He's 6',
Yeah.
just show a bit of, show some authority. If that's your box, this is where I agree with Roy Keane. If that's your area, you take control of it. You dominate that area. I guarantee you, Donnarumma's coming out. He's flattening everything and he's catching the ball. Or to be fair to him, probably punch it away like Raya did for Arsenal.
Yeah.
Yeah, garbage
Yeah.
goalkeeping.
And
Manager's doing
it's
right.
unfortunate. It's unfortunate again that it's an individual mistake that's cost us the game. Like it seems
Well,
to be
sorry.
a problem.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. When you say individual mistake there, just this is what annoyed me straight away. It wasn't Bruno gave away a stupid set piece. Against Arsenal, you don't give away stupid set piece. I don't know if you remember the build up to the corner, Nathan. Bruno
Yeah,
gets the
yeah, yeah,
ball
yeah,
and he plays a stupid pass instead of just putting it down the line, getting ready. He plays I think it was like Euro into trouble, and then we give away
yeah,
a stupid corner. And so if you make two mistakes in the Premier League, you get punished. You concede a goal. It happened in a friendly against West Ham where we gave the ball away. Aidan Heaven was out of position. Jared Bowen scores. You make two mistakes at this level, you're going to concede. You can't afford to do it. So two mistakes,
but
concede the goal.
no. But the phrase that I'm using is individual errors. So
Sorry,
the
yes. Yeah.
individuals
Yeah.
are making
Yeah.
the errors. So it's not
Yes.
like
Yeah.
the
Fair enough.
team
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
It's not like the
Yeah.
team were awful. It's like Bruno, and it wasn't the first time. He did some good stuff in the game, but he also did some bad stuff as well, where he was just trying to play it a bit too quick again.
Yeah.
Obviously, costing us the corner where you say you put Euro into trouble, and then Bayern Deer comes out like that. Do you know what I mean? Individual errors have cost us conceding that goal.
Yeah.
Then the other thing that I wanted to talk about as well, and again, I'm trying not to dwell on the bad stuff, but Ugate's 25 minutes, well, probably more than 25 minutes, including the injury time that was added on. Good Lord. What is that? What's happened to you?
I
What has
don't know.
happened to Manuel
Yeah.
Ugarte?
Yeah. It's I backed him quite a lot actually. Said, "Oh no, I thought he looks good," especially because I thought at Anfield he had a good game. That that seems to stick in my memory for him. But the more and more you see, and the more and more negative stuff comes out, and you listen to it, it gets highlighted more and more, doesn't it? Whether it's confidence, whether it's just him as a player, PSG seemed to get him in and get him out, didn't they? There were no
Yeah.
messing about there. They replaced him straight away. I don't know whether he'll get the games because the manager doesn't seem to fancy him either, does he?
But
Brought
towards
him on.
it was like the end of last season, he was playing really well. Like, sorry, not the end of last season, but towards the run-in towards the Europa League final,
Yeah.
he was playing well. He was playing like, decent football, and it's like, oh, here we go. He's got it now. And then there just seemed to be a massive drop off in what he was doing, and he was passing to opposition players, which he did again on
Yeah.
Sunday, just passed it back and almost cost us a goal.
Decision making,
Clattering,
Nathan.
clattering timber,
Terrible. Yeah. He
clattering
shot
Jurgen Timber.
5 yards
Yeah,
from what last 3-4 minutes. That decision making is awful from him recently.
yeah.
That's
But
a confidence thing on Nathan.
but these are the things that happened at the end of last season, and he was actually dropped for the Europa League final in the end, and he never played a single minute in that final. When he should have been in there, he should have been the main number 6 that was in there, and I feel like he's fallen so far behind now that if Manchester United were to make another signing for central midfield, and we'll talk about this later, I think he's right down the pecking order, and I'm not sure he comes back from it. I think it'll be next season or even in the January transfer window. He'll be on his way if he can't get his confidence back.
Well, especially if you perform like that. You can't come on for 20 minutes and make the team worse. You need to be doing what Ahmad did, come on and make an impact and make the team better and do things. It's not, I am trying to defend him a little bit. It's not easy to come on in centre midfield and as a substitute and try and get a grip of the game and the pace of the game. And it's not easy. It really, especially with that, but it's easy to make good decisions. Get the ball,
Yeah.
pass it 5 yards. That just do that. Just do that, mate. Just don't overcomplicate it. Don't try and score a 30-yarder. Just win the ball back and give it to somebody else. That's all we want you to do. Just stay in position, win the ball back, pass it 5 yards.
True, but he kept passing it to Lenny Yoro on the right, expecting him to swing a crossing. Like it's like just progress the ball, send it forward, stop passing it to Lenny and expecting him to deliver
Yeah.
a cross. Just like put it through the middle. You've got Cunha there, you've got Mbumo there, you've got Sesko there. Play it forward, try and play the 1-2, progress the ball into the box. But I think his confidence is absolutely shot. So we'll see what happens with him. But the other midfielders, I didn't think. I know I just ragged on Bruno just then. I didn't think he had a terrible game. and I thought Casemiro played okay as well as that pivot. But the one, but the no, he hasn't got the legs. But against Zubimendi and
Yeah.
Rice, mate, did you not expect them to be overrun every single time they got the ball in the middle?
I I I thought it's tough in there to play as a 2 against a 3, but I felt like Odegaard had the freedom of Old Trafford. I just
Nah,
every
but
I just felt
he,
Odegaard pulling the strings there, and he kept
he was
going
getting
behind them.
through. He was getting
Yeah,
through, but he was doing nothing with it. So when you talk about the individual stuff, where he was picking the ball up from, that should have been the wing backs that was picking it up a lot of the time. I thought Casemiro, in terms of the distribution that he was playing, and the same with Bruno as well, for what they was asked to do, I thought they did it well. But you cannot have any aspirations for top four playing those two as a pair.
no, and
Absolutely no chance.
we said that what 3 months ago, didn't we? If
Mm.
that's your starting pairing at centre midfield, I think we said you can expect bottom half again. Yeah, that's what we said, and that's
And
where we're
and it's a
at.
worry for Kobe Mainu as well.
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah, yeah. It's especially if you're a young kid and you're not starting that first game, you must be thinking, "Have I had the best preseason? What do I need to get myself in that team?" And it's for Casemiro, whose legs, like you say, legs have gone. I thought, like I said, difference of opinion. I thought Odegaard ran him ragged. Um, but yeah, you need to be questioning what your future if you're not starting the first game as Kobe Mainu. I just wanted to talk. Well, probably think, like you say, talk it as a general. De Ligt did very well, didn't he, mate? How good was he?
Yeah,
How good was he? I
he
thought he
he
were
was really good, and
yeah,
I think the defense, and this might be the collective thing for why Bruno and Casemiro looked all right or average, let's say, but I think the defense did their jobs perfectly. Like I
perfectly.
think
Yeah,
every single one of them just they stuck to their task. They made sure to push the players out wide. I thought Luke Shaw was really good. I thought De Ligt
yeah.
probably his best game in a Manchester United shirt.
So
Simply,
aggressive on you. Yeah, I thought you were brilliant.
Yoro was good. I think the aggression thing that was a positive. They really wanted
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ball. Bit of
yeah,
nastiness from Matthias Cunha as well,
yeah.
giving it the verbals to Ben White when I think
Oh,
he
I
was
loved it.
actually injured. I think he was
I've got
in. I
that in
think
my
he was
notes.
actually injured. I think he was
Yeah,
injured, but he was proper chirping at him, and like I want that nastiness back. Do you know what I mean? We've been too soft and too passive for too long. So Cunha brings that back again.
I love that. It's one of my favourite moments in the match. To be honest with you, no, get up yourself, son. If you're
Mm.
injured, get off. And you could see that they didn't like it, did they? Rooney used
Yeah,
to do that all the time, and I loved it. Not the only one,
yeah,
Rooney. We had a full team of players that did it. And
exactly.
no, get him off, referee. If he's injured or he
Yeah,
can't handle it, get off. Stop time wasting. But we've
yeah,
not had that, have we? Recently, it's all been a bit nicey, nice. No, no, I'm not here to
yeah,
be nice. I'm here to try and win a game of football. You could see Cunha was fuming that we didn't win, and he obviously he deserved more from his performance. I just wanted to
yeah.
touch on Delete. I'll just go back to Delete because we
Go on, say
don't
sorry.
move on. Oh, yeah, like you say, I thought that was his best game. And I said it last week. He would have fancied that Gyökeres physical battle because he that's his game. He wants players to play like that against like the ones with a low centre of gravity he does struggle with. But he was able to get up him, get up his back.
Yeah,
I'll fight
yeah,
you for a ball. I'll wrestle. Exactly what everyone's done with Hoyland. I'll wrestle you. I'll do this. And yeah, a couple of times Gyökeres tried to turn him. He just took him out. I thought it was a superb performance from Dele. So I just don't want to
yeah.
move on to we highlight how good I thought he was. Lenny Yoro
No, I
again.
thought,
He's very good, Lenny Yoro, isn't he?
yeah.
He's brilliant.
I thought the defense.
Yeah,
I thought the defense all played well. I thought even Dallo for his 50 minutes, 60 minutes, or whatever it was, he played a solid game. Nothing too
mhm,
fancy. I thought
yep.
Dorgu played okay. I think he gets himself into a lot of space, and if we can polish up his finishing, like whether that's an assist or a goal, I think we've definitely got a player there. I think he can. I think Dorgu's definitely built for playing in the Premier League. Um, the other thing that I noticed as well was like, and you just spoke about him then, Gyökeres. I thought he suffered from not having a preseason too.
He-
I think he looked well off it. Even it was it was nice hearing the fans from hearing
Oi.
the United fans giving him one. And then, but hearing the Arsenal fans giving Sesko one as well. So it was like, it was a battle of the two strikers, but it never actually transpired. Do you know what I
No.
mean? There
He
was no
kept tripping
battle.
over the ball, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, it's a different league. It's a different level, isn't it? The Premier League. He's not the first. He won't be the last striker to come in to the Premier League and realise, wow, that's a different level
yeah,
physically. Because we've had players coming up with struggle physically immediately, and
yeah.
then you need time to get in there. Yeah. That's the positives. The bigger positives, mate, and were the two new guys, weren't they?
Yes, yeah,
They're the,
yeah,
they look like Manchester United players straight away. The danger that they got in behind, just to look in Mbumo, he looks in behind every single time. Then his quality on the ball, his quality of delivery, his acceleration, his pace, power. He looks like he's got goals in him, and I thought he looked brilliant. But I did think Cunha looked special.
yeah,
His
yeah,
touch, his dribbling ability, the way he took on players, his bravery on the ball, wants the ball. I also thought that you could see senior players and players that have been at the club a long time are already
yeah.
looking to him. They're already
Oh, of
giving the
course.
ball.
Yeah,
If I get the ball, I'm giving it to him. I felt like it was a not a world class performance because obviously we're not won, but that's the best. That's the best you can ask for a home debut without actually scoring.
yeah. I think that's
Thought it
fair.
was
Or
brilliant.
assisting, but I think you're
Yeah,
right, and I think Mbumo at first he started off well, then he kind of had a bit of a fade out at the end towards the end of the first half. Then he started slow in the second, but I thought he finished it really well, and you can see the defenders. It's an established side and a really tight defense that Arsenal have got. But even when it was up against Mbumo and Cunha, they were like, oof. They were
yeah,
backpedaling, and as you always
yeah.
say, mate, they don't want to be turning and backpedaling towards their own goal,
No,
and that's exactly what Cunha and Mbumo were doing. So
yeah, that.
it'll be interesting. There's definitely potential there, and I think the sooner that Sesko plays in that, the better, because you want to get that chemistry right between all three of them. I do
Yeah.
think we're
Well,
going to be short if Hoyland goes though.
yeah. Well, yeah. Sorry, just on that with Mbumo, that lull that you talked about that he had, he picked up again once
Mm,
Ahmad came on the pitch.
hmm
That was the point when
Yeah,
he came on the pitch. It's a little bit strange to see because I thought that both. I think there was one point where they both got in the same position to have a shot and they got in each other's way. You will find
yeah,
that with them two because they're very, very similar players.
hmm
And that chemistry between them two will take a while to, like, Ahmad will be out wide and then our player just a little bit inside and they'll switch around. So they will get in each other's way. But I did think this looks so dangerous, didn't it? Ahmad skipping around someone and then laying into Mbumo, who's floating around because he'll score goals. He'll score goals. Yeah, just very similar players that will take up similar positions, and we'll have to probably just get used to that, as they will.
Well, it's a long time in Manchester United. 7 days is a long time in Manchester United if you look at the transfer news. Because this time last week we were talking about the possibility of Carlos Baleba coming to Manchester United, thinking that the deal was going to be done, club to club talks. It's all going to happen, and then dreams crushed because, well, Brighton don't want to sell him, which is fair enough.
Yeah,
Can't really
yeah.
argue with that, can you? Can't argue.
No, no,
So
no, you
now
guys. Is it?
now we're
Well,
starting with this. We're starting again, starting the season with, as we talked about before, Bruno and Casemiro as the midfield two. It's not going to win you many awards that having those two lads in there. And I still think we do need someone that's going to be in there. I do think Kobe Mainu is the replacement for, or is being worked as the pivot instead of Bruno. That's what I believe. I don't believe we're trying to work him into being a six because it doesn't work like that. So it has to be Bruno and then someone alongside him. Ugarte, as we saw against Arsenal, it's not quite worked out. The Lieber would have been the perfect option. So now, Manchester United, well, let me ask you the question, mate. do
Yeah.
United actually buy someone, or do they wait until the summer or January to try and get Baleba?
My opinion, what I think they'll do,
Yes, mate.
or
Hmm.
what I think they'll wait. I don't see them bringing anybody in now. I do. I think they'll wait it out 12 months. Once you've made the world know that that's your main target, I don't think you go and get somebody else. I think they'll make do for the next 12 months, and I think it'll cost us. Yeah.
Ugh, ugh, feel a bit sick about that. But to give you a bit of hope, and it is from an unlikely source, but Liverpool being linked to Isak and then going buying Ekatike, could that give you
Yeah.
some sort of hope there? You know, they're buying carbon copy players. Is there another Carlos Baleba out there?
I've got a few people here. Just on that question, on that note with Belieber there, it's I don't see the point in waiting 12 months because you're not going to get it. All right, Brighton don't want to sell him. They're not going to want to sell him in 12 months, are they? And what are you going to say? 10 million? Are you going to get him? You're not going to get him for 90 million, are you? You're not. They're not going to go. Oh yeah, well, we want to sell him now, mate. We'll give you £30 million discount. They're not going to do that, are they? It's still going to be the same price. The only thing would be no, not even that. I was going to say the financial fair play and all that. I was going to give him some sort of argument there, but there's not, is it? Because we've already shown our hand. Oh, we can afford it. So what? I don't understand waiting 12 months. It just seems pointless. You're going to have to still pay over 100 million. Pay it now.
The only difference that would take place is that Brighton clearly haven't got their replacement lined up for Baleba this summer.
Possibly.
So what they'll do is they will use their scouting network and they will prepare to sell Baleba next summer or in January, whenever it will be, because Brighton are a club that's run to sell players and replace them well. So if they can get 100 mil for one of their assets, they're gonna take it eventually. Whether it's this summer or next summer, they'll do it eventually. But they need to line up their next player, and I think that's the whole hold up with everything. But
So
with
what you're
that
saying is,
said,
sorry.
sorry,
So
go
what
on.
you're saying is that they weren't prepared for United to be coming in this summer, is what you're
Yeah,
underlying
exactly.
there. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, they weren't ready for it. I think there might have been whispers. They knew what type of asset they have in Carlos Baleba, or what type of player they had in Carlos Baleba. They knew what his value was. They knew that he was going to be an integral part to their season, and they didn't even think to entertain any bids for him because they wanted to start the season with him
Within, yeah.
and to progress with him. So they weren't looking for alternatives because what's the point? We've got the player here. Why find an alternative? Well,
Yeah.
now it's
It did
given them
take the
time, and
it did take the whole of world football and us to sort of by surprise, didn't it? The actual
yeah,
the inquiries about him. So yeah, fair enough,
yeah.
mate. Yeah, yeah,
I think the one thing to kind of temper any belief that we're going to be able to replace him, or try and get another target that's a top Premier League star or someone from abroad is, as you say, if we're going to wait until next year, you don't really want two players occupying that same position. And I'm more inclined to agree that we'll probably wait for it rather than trying to pursue someone like Adam Wharton, whose contract runs until 2030, by the way.
is it really? Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, I mean, you're looking at north of 100 million. He's a great player and he'd be
yeah.
fantastic for Manchester United. But when you're talking about replacements, and he's a name that Manchester United fans seem to be manifesting into reality again as a
Mm-hmm.
transfer target, 100 million for Adam Wharton? I
Yeah.
can't see it.
I'd pay it.
I
I'd pay it.
can't. I can't see it. Do you know they were offered him when he was at Blackburn? Do you know Man
Blackburn.
United were
No.
offered him?
There's a Blackburn fan at work who was absolutely saying, "You won't believe how good this lad was." I didn't watch a lot of the Championship. I don't do it anymore either, to be honest. So I was like, "Really? He's that good?" And when he went to Palace, he went, "Honestly, this kid is special." And he got a bit of stick at work, but the more you watch him, Adam Wharton, especially like
Yeah.
the City and the Community Shield, the more you see of him, and the more I watch Believer at weekend actually as well. The more you see of Adam Wharton, the more I am inclined to agree that he is special. I think he'll be
Yeah.
an England starter. I think he will be an England starter for the next 10 years actually. And Kobbie Mainoo should be an England starter for the next 10 years. So if you can get both of them in that United team, I think you do it. unfortunately, I don't believe the system would suit that pairing as your double pivot. I don't
I need
think it.
I need to pause you. I need to pause you there, Paul, because you're making a
Yeah.
good point, right? And we need to address it now. But there's been a couple of occasions where you've mentioned about the system not being quite right and fitting
Mm-hmm.
people in square pegs round holes. Let's discuss that. Like,
Right.
do you think Amarim is gonna do you think he's able to change it? Do you think this is the set thing and we just have to find the players that fit this system now?
I I got a bit of stick in the chat the other day. I think this system's garbage. That's my opinion. I just don't like it. I don't like it. The three at the back, which turn into a five at the back, makes your defending easier. The
Yeah.
staggered six and the staggered eight. If you're playing as a six, you feel abandoned. You've got no help in there because the eight pushes forward or forces the ball and gives the ball away. Bruno. The system doesn't suit Bruno because you're trying to put him in a position that doesn't suit him. We're overwhelmed with tens, so you can't get Ahmad in the team. He's forcing Ahmad as a right wing back, which doesn't work unless you're on the front foot and going all out attack, which then leaves you well open to counter attacks. There's so many things with the system that personally I don't like, that I just get frustrated seeing what we're doing there. What he's going to have to do, and he's done it with Dargu, he's done it with the tens that he's going to got. He's had the club have had to go out and get players to suit his system, as opposed to the manager being flexible enough to say, these are the players I've got, I can do this. We're not used to it, are we? We're not as United fans, we're not used to the system. So are we the ones that are going to have to change? The manager won't change. He's been brought in under the idea of we want that to be from Sporting, we want that to be our system at Manchester United. As United fans, I don't think we'll ever be used to it. But if we're seeing attacking football, it's probably something that we will have to get used to. The issue is the players that we have at the club now, even now, I was just thinking that even now, the system doesn't suit them. So how many transfer windows is it going to take to get the players used to the system before we can stop using it as a bit of an excuse? Bruno will never suit this system. It just doesn't suit him. Casemiro being on his own doesn't suit him because there's players running off him left, right and centre. Like I said, the defenders won't be used to playing in a three, so they're having to be taught to come out, delay. You get tied to him and come out. You two other two fall back. You're the cover in case anything goes wrong. So you're having to coach these players completely new ideas. It suits some. Lenny Oro, I think it suits because he's very comfortable in that right-hand side position. Luke Shaw probably suits him as well, that being on that side. Martinez is probably be another one as well. But the thing of the goalkeeper getting the ball, De Ligt being the one that receives it, and him then giving it to the right fullback or the left fullback, it's terrifying for me. Don't give it him. Don't give it him there. Well, no, don't do that. There's another thing they do where they did it to Dargu quite a bit, and the goalkeeper will give it to Dargu, or Luke Shaw will get it on, and they chip the ball to the left or right wing back. They chip it to him. Nobody wants to retrieve a chip ball there. I don't want the ball coming at my chest or my head. Because you as the opposition, he's going to think, I'm just going to go straight and get at him. And you're under pressure straight away. You have to be so confident and so technically brilliant to be able to receive the ball in the air, to have the confidence to chest it down, to take on the play or to give it. It's terrifying. The whole passing out thing, especially it's even worse when Onana's doing it. Bayander's distribution actually was quite good at weekend. I'll give him that. But there's so many things about the system that I dislike. It takes it away from the things that I do like about the system. That's my opinion. The staggered 6 and 8, he's garbage.
I'm going to ask you the $1 million question then, mate. Yeah. Is Amarim the right man for the job?
I think he's the right man. I don't think he's got the right system.
Well, but he comes with the system. He comes with the system. Yeah.
Double-edged sword and all that. Well, do you know what? There's managers that use the same system and it's been successful when they've been allowed time. Crystal Palace use it well, don't they? There's who was the other one I was just thinking of then? Sorry, it's gone. But there are a few managers that use the system and they are progressing on with their teams. I feel like other managers do use a 3, but they will also change it to use a 4. Thomas Frank will do it.
Mm.
He will interchange his system to be who he's got available in his squad, who we're playing against,
Yeah.
and he will be flexible. And I think it's the what's the opposite of, is it unflexible? My English is awful.
Inflexible. You were close. You was only one letter away.
I got there, didn't I? You knew what I meant. But I think that stubbornness, we said it before, it's either going to make him, it's going to break him. If you stick with it and it doesn't work, no, you're going to be gone. But if we can see the progression, it wasn't the worst performance against Arsenal, was it? We keep coming back to that. So let's see how it goes. So, I just take the splinters out of your backside there, Nathan, while I sit on the fence.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You was clearly off the fence and running in a direction, and then I asked you the question, and then he's straight back, sat on the fence post.
I love his personality, Ruben. I do. I love his aura about himself. It's just his system, I don't like.
Fair. That is fair. Well, let's drag it back around. I'll try and give some balance on that later when we're talking about the system and everything when we come up to the Fulham preview. But in terms of replacements then or alternatives, I believe he was doing a little bit of a scouting report. I had a little look at who could be the other option that Manchester United could go for before the end of this window. I don't agree with what you said about you don't think they'll go for anyone. I think they will. And I think it'll be in a long-term progression thing of this person will come in and then next season Casemiro and maybe Bruno and maybe Mainu will be cleared off. So I think they let Collier go on loan, which I don't know if you saw his introduction video. He's at Hull, right? I think Hull he went to? I think so. He's doing it. He did a video
West Brom?
That was doing the rounds. Was it West Brom? Might have been West Brom. Who was the lad that went to Hull then? Who went to Hull?
Hull were linked with him, weren't they?
Collier. Hang on. Let's have a look. Where is he now? He is at West Brom. Yes,
West Brom. Yeah, I thought it was West Brom.
His video looks really moody. Which it's just he didn't look happy. Put it that way. Did not look happy. Okay. But they've let him go out on loan because they need to clear up squad space. He's got a lot of legs, more than Casemiro, more than Bruno, but he was never going to get in because they had an idea that they was going to bring someone in. They can't go all out for Baleba and be like, right, okay, we didn't get him, so we'll just try again next year. No. You go with a succession plan of we need to get someone in now that can complement Baleba for next season, that we can have as a 1 and 2 fighting for those positions. So I think you was doing some YouTube research today. Who did you have?
I looked at Lucien Agume, is who I was looking at. Not the only one. I know the only reason I'm looking at Agume is because we've been linked with him a couple of times, haven't we, the past 3 years. He's in Cropper's transfer corner. It seems to be the alternative name that we're looking at. So I think the way it went was Baleba, Wharton. Agume is a potential buy, cheaper buy, obviously, as well. He looks very raw. I don't see. That's why I don't see. I just don't.
I'm with you because I've looked at his YouTube highlights reels, and that's obviously where a lot of us armchair fans get to see these players that play on the continent, and we don't know much about them. And I'll be honest, mate, this is the first time that I've ever looked at a lad's YouTube highlights reel. 3 of them I went through. You know, they always do those welcome to Manchester United, and they've already got their head photoshopped into the shirt and everything. 3 of them I went through, and honest to God, he looked like one of the worst players I've ever seen. Not like in terms of highlights. Do you know what I mean? He looks like a clogger. He looked like I don't know. He looked like he didn't look any better than what we've currently got. Put it that way.
Well, this was my point the other week when you mentioned about. I think it was Agume actually. We mentioned on the transfer bit, and I think you brought him up, and I said, well, if we're looking at somebody like that, I think I had a little look at him then. Why can't Kone do the same? I know he's injured and I hope he gets better, get well soon. I think he's broke his eye
Fractured
socket,
eye
hasn't
socket.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So, but if you're bringing in a player like that from another country, bringing him to the league and his potential, I think Kone could do a similar job. Because from what I've seen of Kone, and I've seen a lot more of him because he's been in the UT, I think he looks a player. I think he looks a baller. So if you are thinking of just bringing, there's another lad on my list that we've got. I know you asked me to do a list,
Yeah.
this name came up. I can't remember who it was who sent it me or where I saw it, but shout out because this kid, João Cisse from Rennes. And I think
Okay.
the thing I saw was United, please go and get him. And I thought, well, I'll have a look. And that's another kid that I was looking at. And I tell you what, Nathan, he looks a baller. To be fair to him, 6'2"
Okay.
midfielder. And
Yeah.
you talk about highlight reels of Agume being poor. This kid's the different. Yeah, chalk and cheese. I was watching the Agume ones, and I was a bit like, oh, really? And then. I, no idea if he's on United's radar. No idea whatsoever. But I wish I got your name. It was shout out to whoever brought him to my attention because Chelsea say at Rem looks a
Yeah.
baller. And so if we're going to be getting
Okay.
somebody, I would like it to be somebody who looks half decent on YouTube. Go with that
Yeah,
one.
I
But
mean,
no, great. Yes.
bear in mind, right? When you think about these highlight videos, because I've done them before, they are the best clips you can find of those footballers stitched
Exactly.
together.
Yeah. So for it to look bad, it can't be great, can it? But it's as you mentioned, you asked me before because we do a rundown of what we're going to have to go through on the pod, and you asked me for a few names, alternatives, and we've done this before. What I did, Nathan, was I tried to think of what the club have stuck to, and that is Premier League proven players. So that
Okay.
a couple of names that I've got here that could be alternatives. No idea if you like to look at them, just my opinion. One, he's going to be controversial because two
Whoa.
is controversial actually, because I think he might be a bit of an idiot. I don't think there's any. There's no thinking
I,
behind it. I think he
is it
possibly is an idiot.
Is it a prem proven player?
Certainly is. He's a baller, no doubt in his quality. I think he's absolutely brilliant,
Okay.
and he was on our list, my list as well.
Go on.
Years ago before he made the move, Bissouma would be
Right.
somebody I would be looking at because he is a baller. He would suit the double pivot. He's physical. He's technical. He's arrogant. That probably goes against him. Unfortunately, he does like to turn up late, from what Thomas Frank says. So he got kicked out of the Tottenham squad, didn't he, for turning up late continuously as pre-season. So he obviously is an idiot. Yeah,
We've got
I
enough of
think
those, mate. Jadon Sancho can't get out of bed on
yeah,
time to go
exactly.
training.
But he is Premier League proven. He is having trouble at his club where he is at the minute. He would go straight into your midfield and be technically brilliant. He would give you energy, would give you goals. Just buy him an alarm clock. See if you can get him there on time. Stick that into his thing. That was one player. I love Bissouma. I thought when he's played against us, even before he made his move to Tottenham, I thought this lad is brilliant. I was a bit gutted when he went to Spurs, to be honest with you. I thought, superb player. Another alternative, we've already pickpocketed him for one of their best players in Cunha, would be João Gomez at Wolves. Another one who I think stands out every time I see him. Wolves have always had a couple of decent midfielders, to be fair, since they've been in the Premier League. Whether they'd be willing to sell him, I don't know. Premier League proven? Yeah. Knows the Premier League, put it that way.
Yeah.
I think he gives you more legs in there. When I did the breakdown last week of tackles per minute, etc., went through holding midfields, he was quite high up on all of the stats. Very good. Another one I'd look at. A player I've got in here that is not a 6, but I think would be available. I've put him in Cropper's transfer. I might as well put it in now. I know he's having a few problems. Who would get into the United team somewhere, but I don't know, is Paqueta at West Ham.
Right.
He's available.
Okay.
He's a centre midfielder,
Yeah.
but he wouldn't suit the double pivot. Whether you could get him in there, I don't know, but I know he's having trouble at West Ham. But holding midfielders, Bissouma and João Gomez would be alternatives for me.
Okay. I mean, I don't hate it. It's not the top tier that we were shopping at with Carlos Baleba, but you know, it's names. Put it that way. It's
You
names.
do hate it.
It's names.
I don't hate
Yeah.
it, but I do hate it. Yeah.
I don't hate it. I just think it has to be the right person, and you have to think long term with it as well. And Basuma, as you mentioned and admitted yourself, I think he's a bit of a loose cannon, and I think Manchester United have just got rid of the big egos in the dressing room because they want this unity within the squad. So there isn't time for these players to not turn up on time or whatever it is, or just be trouble causers. So I think that would probably put a mark against Basuma coming in. Paqueta, again, like I don't even know where he would fit. I
No,
don't even know
yeah,
where
I
he
know.
would fit
I
with
know, I
the
get
team,
that.
as you said. Um, and
I think he's brilliant, though,
I
Paqueta.
think was it Neves that you mentioned? Oh, Gomez that you mentioned. Yeah,
Gomez. Yeah, João Gomez, yeah.
he's a decent shout, but again, United have proven that they don't need to be in Europe to attract the best players around, and I think that's what they need to stick to. I think those players that you've mentioned, I think they're good, but I don't think they're top tier, and I don't think they get into a top four side right now. Like
So,
even Basuma, one of the names that was doing the rounds on the Manchester United social channels that I follow last night was the lad from Stuttgart, Angelo Stiller. I'd
yeah,
never heard of him
yeah.
before, but
Oh,
apparently
yeah,
he's like
classy baller.
he's the German, like, so he's apparently lined up to be the successor to Joshua Kimmich for
He's
the
class.
German national side. So
Yeah,
I mean
he is class,
he's
Mason.
been yeah, and I've only ever seen like a few clips of him, but he looks like a very decent player, a
Yeah.
very decent player, and I think
Very
one of
Sorry,
the
it's very similar to Adam Wharton. He is that type of
yes,
player, but yeah,
yeah,
it's very,
yeah.
very similar. Yeah. He's a
And
very classy baller.
the interesting thing is, I think they could go two ways. I think you're right with what you're saying about Prem proven because I think that's something that they want to build into it. I also think that value for money is another one that they want to try to introduce, and some one that they can potentially sell on in the future. And I think someone like the lad that you mentioned, Cisse, and
Mhm.
someone like Stiller, they
Yeah.
could potentially like sell those guys on. So yeah, value for money. There has to be value for money and there has to be a sell on. And that's what they'll go for. So Prem proven with Sheshko, can they sell him on in the future if it doesn't work out? Yes, they can because he's only 22. So I think one of
Mhm.
these younger lads, they could fit in there. But it'd be
Do
interesting
you
to
think?
see how we do with with the midfield because I still think they'll buy someone. You think that they're not going to do it, but I guess we'll see at the end of the transfer window.
Crawford's transfer corner. Oh, I love that one.
That was a
Yeah,
good one, mate. I enjoyed that.
look, how strong's that coffee? What's in that up the gummers mug there? That's it.
Now, I'm very interested to hear what's in Cropper's transfer corner today because the research that I've been doing in terms of transfers and rumours, well, the cupboard was bare,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
are
Right.
the transfer hound. So what have you sniffed out, mate?
It's been a tough one, Nathan, this week. To be honest with you, it's all yeah, it's all dried up, and it's but to be honest, I think, like you say, we've got the main targets in, and there's only one more, possibly two more positions they might look to pick. I feel that depends more on the outs. So if the outs happen, possibly a transfer window deadline day in, it will happen. That's how it feels. The good thing is that there's not been this year's loads of mental ones, has there? It seems to be like this one's coming out. We're going for him. Oh, we got it, which is good. Obviously, you all know my thoughts on getting your transfers done straight away. But that seems to be the way the media's gone as well, where it all seems a bit quiet now and then. I do think there'll be a lull. And then what's the 10 days? Is it only 10 days they transfer?
I think
It's only
I think
about
it's
10,
11, isn't it?
possibly. So I think in
Well,
the next,
it's fine. There's only a day in between that 10 or 11.
yeah. It's around there, isn't it?
Yeah.
But I think I wouldn't be surprised if there was one more in. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
The ins I've got at the minute, we've just spoken about the one, was Agume. it does say, I think it was Romano who put this. I'm not aware of Man United's opening talk for other midfielders apart from Baleba. Let's see in the upcoming days. So that's from the main man, Romano, who seems to be leaning towards with us where it looked like it was Baleba or nobody. That's the one. Manchester United willing to offer 22 to 26 million for Lucien Agume, whilst Sevilla refer to the release clause close to 35 million. So you've got a 35 million release clause. So it's that's something to keep an eye on.
He's a France international as well, isn't he?
I think he's I don't think he's a regular starter though, is he? Obviously, I think he's got one cap. Is it one cap he's got?
That qualifies you as a France
it does.
international.
Dave Nugent would class himself as an England international, won't he, as well?
There you go.
Yeah. We're under 21 international. France under 21 international. I don't think he's actually got his full cap now.
Okay.
But yeah, that's one to keep an eye on there with Agume. I think they might also be using that as leverage towards Brighton to say, look, if we don't get in this year, we're going to move on to different targets. Could be a bit of politics in there. Wouldn't surprise me with anything. This one was gutting to see, especially after the weekend, was Alex Crook. As it stands, Manchester United are not progressing with any deal to sign any goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Gutted.
Do you know what? I always
in
think
my
about
main
this.
position. Oh, it's fuming.
I always think about this because I think from day one that you've been on this podcast, I think you've done 15 now, maybe.
Have I really?
I think so. Yeah.
No wonder I'm
Clocking
getting
them up,
stick
certainly.
online.
Yeah, I think you're clocking them up for sure. But I think from day one, I remember having a conversation with you and we were talking about what the problems were because you was obviously at Old Trafford watching the team. And the first thing that you said, which has always stuck, was that if we don't get rid of the goalkeeper or we don't change the goalkeeper next season, it's all pointless.
Exactly.
That wasn't even at the end of last season. That was, halfway through it that you were talking about that.
You did a clip, didn't you, and released it online of me saying the same thing. Doesn't matter what you do with the rest of your team. If you don't get a new goalkeeper, might as well all pack up and go on. And I think the weekend's proved that. Onana's proved that in the past. I'm yet to be proven wrong on that one. When I read that, it's a bit of one of them.
Yeah, just feeling a bit down.
Yeah,
I think that's fair. I still don't think that they will end this summer window without signing a goalkeeper and a DMF. I think it's the fact that we're not hearing anything might actually be a good thing. I think they should be working on things behind the scenes. I reckon they'll want to see what happens at Fulham to get a real gauge on what's going on. I think if there's any clangers with the goalkeepers, doesn't matter who's in net, I think if there's any clangers with the goalkeepers, they'll initiate one of them leaving or two of them leaving and trying to bring someone in. I think that Sen Lamens is still being linked. But I think it's all dependent on whether or not they can shift either Bayandere or Onana.
Well, Onana's in the outs of the corporate transfer.
There we go.
I think what's more making me gutted after reading that from Alex Crook is the fact that Donnarumma's just there going, please will somebody have me, please, like one of the best goalkeepers in the world, and because he's out there just no club to play for. I think that's even more. I've got a feeling City are going to win that race, but there's a few people not ruling out that we're in the race. At least we're in the race, so I think that's what's made me got a bit more fuming at reading that. Ins, Nathan, I'm proper struggling for more ins there. There's just been maybe a bit of staff movement, which is Brentford Academy director Stephen Torpey is set to replace Nick Cox as head of Manchester United's academy after being handpicked by Jason Wilcox. So I wanted to put that there in as well because that's in the news for. So I think Nick Cox. I think his contract's up, isn't it?
No, he'd already signed with Everton as technical director, but he's seeing out his days, which shows massive respect between the club and Nick Cox to continue doing it, even though he's had this job lined up for a while. Because there was a certain CEO of Manchester United that was unceremoniously booted out as soon as they knew that he was going off to, from Manchester City, that was booted out as soon as they knew that he was going to United. So,
Yeah, it's a
It's
weird one,
nice that
that,
he's
isn't it?
got that.
When you know
He's
they're going to move, it's a strange one, but
yeah. So, Torpy apparently has been, he was part of the Manchester City academy system that brought the likes of Cole Palmer through,
yeah,
and other players that they went on to sell. I think Jamie Gittins might have been one of them as well. But
interesting.
there's a fair few Rico Williams that have come through him. So he knows
Yeah.
the Northwest. Obviously, he
Well, they
knows.
dominated, didn't they? They
Yeah,
still do.
he knows Jason Wilcox. So I think it's a good one. It's a good one, and
Okay.
it'll be increasing their ability to actually sell players, because look how bad we are. We haven't sold a single person this
Well,
season.
yeah, exactly. And on that, you're good at this, Nathan, aren't you? Them little links
Yeah,
as well.
there you go.
The outs. Rasmus Højlund and his camp have made it clear to Napoli, Red Bull Leipzig, AC Milan, and all clubs interested that he prefers a loan with an obligation to buy. In recent hours, Napoli have chosen to focus on a move for Rasmus Højlund. So different parts of the news there with Rasmus. I think we said it last week, where if you're getting dropped and Mason Mount is playing ahead of you, I think your time's probably up at Old Trafford in United. I can see that move happening. Whether United, it was 42 million was the amount that we're looking at of an obligation. Loan with, I think we mentioned last week, with a 6 million loan fee with full wages taken care of. I think Ineos are trying to recoup as much money as what they can from what they've got there. Like it says there, recent hours, Napoli, I think they were looking at Joshua Zirkzee as well, Napoli. I think they made inquiries, but United made it clear that Zirkzee was part of the squad, so they seem to have turned their attention to Højlund. It won't be the only ones. The clubs in Serie A are looking at him. Red Bull, I'm surprised it wasn't part of the Sesko deal if they're still looking at him, but I think it's just the name that's there. Maybe he just doesn't fancy it. Maybe he just wants to go back to Italy. But there will be options for clubs there that will want Rasmus Højlund. Will be movement before the transfer window. I don't see him being Old Trafford after the transfer window. I think that'll get done.
I feel a bit sorry for old Rasmus. I feel
me too,
like,
mate. Me too. It's been tossed aside, hasn't he?
Yeah. Through no fault of his own. Like, I know he's been bang average, but at the same time, like, so is the squad around him. So if you're not getting any service, and you've had to watch Alejandro Garnacho try to shoot, like, cut inside and shoot every week and miss, especially last season, you're going to suffer. But at the end of the day, this is elite football, and you have to be
not everyone's
ready
elite.
to be ruthless. Yeah.
Yeah,
so you have to
it doesn't
be ready.
work for everyone, Nathan, does it? And like I think we said a few times, the owners have said, you've got 18 months to prove yourself. If you're not good enough, you're gone. This is a good way to set that standard, isn't it? If you're not, sorry, it's not worked, moved on, you've gone. Like we said about, went to PSG, but I forgot his name. PSG bought Ugarte. PSG bought him, decided it wasn't good enough, sold him. They got in João Neves, didn't they? That's how it works at elite football. So, I do feel sorry for him, but there's no sentiment in football. Actually, is there?
Yep.
All loyalty,
True.
as a lot of people know.
Yep.
The next one is going to get you, all of us, irritated. Chelsea value Alejandro Garnacho at around £25 million. They will not offer above that. My feelings are, all right, fair enough. You can stay. You stay and rot in the reserve. Don't care. You're not allowed to come and train on your own. Don't care. They're playing hardball, Chelsea, aren't they? There's no way Alejandro Garnacho is not worth north of 40 million. No chance whatsoever. And you don't accept anything below that. If Brighton are saying, I know it's a different situation, this is what we want for a player, and they're not selling. Who's the lad that Liverpool have just sold? Played 3 games.
Ben Doak.
Yeah. And what did they get for him, Nathan?
25 mil from Bournemouth.
Played 3 times. So how Alejandro Garnacho is valued at exactly the same amount as somebody like that? No, I'm not having it. Sit and rot, mate. Don't care.
But the other thing is as well, like, if you're Garnacho, you've got to be looking at this and be like, hang on, Chelsea have told me that they're going to come in for me all summer. Like, they've spoke to my intermediaries. Like, they've said they're going to sign me, and he grew up a Chelsea fan apparently. So they're having all this, and then that bid comes in. Surely you're sat there thinking, wait, hang on, do they actually value me? Do they want me? I don't think he improves that team. I don't think he improves that Chelsea side.
I think Chelsea would be looking at buying Alejandro Garnacho. The only reason they'll be looking at doing that is to make a profit on him. That is my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think they're buying him to. They're buying him as an asset, and they're trying to buy this asset as cheap as possible to sell him on for as much profit. Which, well, don't let them do it, United. Just don't let them. Don't let Chelsea do that, because there's no way he gets in that Chelsea team. It'd be nothing more than a bit part player.
This is going off on a bit of a tangent.
Yeah,
it's going off on a bit of a tangent. But the way that Chelsea are managing their blue coat, the group of teams that they've got, especially through Strasbourg, the way that they're managing this at the moment just feels bent. It just feels like properly out of order, because is it Enciso from Brighton? Strasbourg are buying him for like 20 mil. But the reports yesterday was Chelsea see him as a future Chelsea player. And it's like, whoa, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
What is this?
Chelsea have generated
That
more
is
than
naughty.
151 million in player sales this summer.
Brilliant.
So,
they've been brilliant.
But they're not doing that by letting players go like Alejandro Garnacho for, 45% less than what he's worth. No, but I've said it, we've said it, and I'll say it one more time. United can use Alejandro Garnacho here as an example. Do it. Yeah. Just say, no, that's his value. He's not going for less than that. Play hardball. And use him, because the opportunity is there, because we can absorb his wages. He's not on stupid wages.
Yeah.
We all know he's a bit of a sausage, so we don't care about his feelings anymore, because he obviously doesn't care about the way it's going. So the opportunity is there now to say, no, that's the value. If he doesn't go, fair enough. We all want him to go. We all want the money so we can reuse the money, and anyone else want him to go. But no, don't let him go for pennies. It does my head in talking about Garnacho. You see my head getting red.
I can.
The next one is another lad I think we're all a little bit sick of. Just go, please. Jadon Sancho. AS Roma are not giving up on signing Jadon Sancho despite the player's refusal in the last few hours. What's he playing at, Jadon Sancho? Where does he think he's going?
He wants his 250 grand a week, mate. That's what he wants.
Oh, these kids.
That's all he wants. Although I did read that the clubs that have been put off buying him, I think Juventus, Bayern, there was a couple of other teams. It wasn't because of his wage demands. It was because of his agent's demands for how much he wanted for his fee.
Right, okay.
So it just, you know what I mean? He's just bad advisors, and the agents just sticking their nose in and going, we've got to maximise this. Because my client, he probably knows he's a depreciating asset, and he might not get as much money this time when he does move him on. But the other issue is as well, or the thing that's in Sancho's favour, if it is all about the money, if he just waits until next season, he'll get a free transfer, and then the signing on fee will be massive, and he might lose a bit in salary, but he'll make it up in the signing on fee.
Yeah.
So I can see him staying. I can see him staying.
Well, it's getting that way, isn't it, Nathan? With the last, like you say, the window closing soon, it's looking like they're going to be hanging on to just noise we don't need in it. We all want positive noise, don't we? Just noise we don't need. Maybe a bit of positive outgoing. Sorry, Andre.
Go on.
A little bit harsh, maybe, but Inter Milan are interested in re-signing Andre Onana. Inter Chiefs believe he would be open-minded to a return. Mate, if that happens and we get 25-30 million for Andre Onana, which is the fees that they're talking about here, and with then replacing with Donnarumma, I'd be so happy.
I don't think the Donnarumma thing's going to happen, mate. I think it's time to give up on that dream. I think he's going to be playing in the Manchester City shirt by the end of this month. So grim. As grim as that image is, it's realistic as well.
Yeah, I agree. Well, that's a Croppies transfer window for this week. Bit dry, but there was a few there.
Up next for the Reds, it is Fulham away at Craven Cottage. I think it was always seen as not a happy hunting ground for Manchester United, but then someone brought out the statistics and said we've won like the last 10 games or something like that.
that
It's
right?
one of those. It's not. We haven't won the last 10 games. I'm being flippant, but we've done better there than a lot of people imagine. So
Yeah,
it's going to be a big test. And I think this was always the one that I was looking at on the fixture list. I was looking beyond the Arsenal game because I didn't expect us to get anything from that game. Back when we hadn't signed Sesko, back when we hadn't had Mbumo in then, and we were starting the season with Matthias Cunha as our only new player. Um, Fulham was the one where it was like, right, now we'll see how pre-season has worked out. Now we'll see what Amorim has implemented into his style, his strategy with the squad. And this will be the real test of, can we beat a team like Fulham, which is, as you think about it, probably about the same as we are right now in terms of
possibly.
in terms of where we are in the trajectory of clubs.
Yep.
We're not
Yeah.
much better. If
Well,
we're
they finished.
and I'll be honest, we're probably not better at all. Probably below 'em.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they finished 11th, didn't they, last year? So they finished above us. So going off that, they're a better team. I watched them at weekend actually because they play Brighton, didn't they? And I
Yeah.
watched wanted to watch Baleba. They're a good team, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Can't say anything. It's no easy game. People seem to think you can go away in the Premier League and have an easy game. No such thing as it anymore. They're all physical. They're all technical. And as we've seen over the years, a lot of them work harder than what some of the Manchester United players have done over the years. So there were a few standouts when I watched them v Brighton. Iwobi, he's a good, very good Premier League player. He's a very, very good Premier League player. And he plays down at left-hand side with Bassi behind him. That physicality of those two there, you can't start Ahmad against those two there. You just can't. Bassi will just lump him into the side and he will look bad. Ahmad will look bad against him. So you can't, you have to go with physicality there. So I've just been reading them. Mazraoui might be available, but I don't see him throwing him into the team. I think he'll go with Dalot on the right hand side because of that threat from there. It's going to be a tough game for Lenioro down that side because they are very, very good in there. They've got a kid in there actually who stood out to me, Josh King, 18-year-old. He's come
Yeah.
from the Fulham Academy, and I thought he looked really, really good. Very slight, quite small for the Premier League, but technically I thought he was very, very good. Stood out at weekend. The lad that came off the bench and scored a goal, Muniz, will score goals. I think he's being linked with a move away to I think the German team.
Atalanta.
Was Atlanta looking? I think there's a few looking at him. He scored a few goals, very reactive striker. So yeah, it's not going to be an easy game for United. I see him starting the same team. I don't think Sesko will start again. Looking forward to it. I think that a win is a possibility. Last year's game, I don't know if you remember it, was Martinez with his little dancing when he scored the
Yeah.
deflected goal. That was a good
Yeah.
win.
Yeah.
Any win you get away, going down to London, is a good win. So I'm optimistic. Let's see how we get on. 1-0 United. Penalty.
I think from what we saw at the weekend, from what we saw with Manchester United at the weekend, I think it would be, you wouldn't hate it if he started the same team, but at the same time, the sooner Sesko gets up to speed, and he's only going to be able to do that by playing games, the sooner it will be better for the chemistry and the goal scoring going forward. Because we were pretty blunt, and toothless against Arsenal.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be an issue. And even if it's like Sesko plays 50 minutes, 60 minutes, whatever it is, but doesn't score, but he's got the run out, I'll take it. So, but I think you're right. I don't think he'll change it. I think he'll stick with the same lineup. I think the only thing that he might change is the goalkeeper. I think Bayern Deer, Heaton or Onana could be in goal, and you wouldn't really be able to place a bet on either one of them because they're all pretty much the same. And I say that with due respect to Tom Heaton, who's been around the club for a long time. He's been a great servant. He's obviously one of the most influential players around the team, but he shouldn't be starting for Manchester United.
No.
100% he shouldn't be starting for Manchester United. Darrow, again, I think he will start with that because I think on Sunday, I think what Amorim was looking at was, how do we stop Arsenal? And then he saw, it's pretty easy to stop Arsenal today. Just put Ahmad on and we'll get at them instead.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so I think that's what he'll do again. He'll probably look at it and go, right, what have we got for 60 minutes? Have we made any inroads down that flank? If not, Ahmad will come on as an impact sub again, which I don't mind. And if he scores, you know, he gets his goal bonus regardless of whether he's on the pitch for 1 minute or for 90 minutes. It doesn't matter. If he can be a match winner in that time, that's all that really matters to him. But yeah, I think he'll start with the same team.
yeah.
I
I
it's
agree.
probably Bayern Deer that I just don't know if he'll be in the nets or not. In terms of result, I think you've got to be looking at it'll be close, but I think United will shade it 2-1. I think they'll score a couple of goals. I think Cunha will be instrumental again. And I think the other players will have to pick themselves up in the same way that Cunha does. Like the way that he drives it forward and the way that he puts that positivity out there, he needs everyone to be following him. There's no excuses for it because he's just come to the club and he's already fighting for the shirt. Those other players around him should be inspired by it and should be like, right, okay, do you know what? He's gone up a level. He's a level above where I am right now. I want to be like that as well, and that's all you can hope for, really. But I reckon we'll win. I reckon we'll sneak the win. And if we don't, well, is it too early to say this is a must-win game, mate?
Yeah, it's too early. I think we all looked at them fixtures, didn't we? We all our hearts all sunk a bit as United fans. We were like, "Oh, the next first 5 games are going to be awful." It's a chance though to go out there and make a statement, isn't it, for all the players? Be
Yeah,
positive. The 2 new signings will be a threat. See how we get on. Go on, United.
I think it'll be fine. Well, one thing that we always do on this, whenever the games are playing, it used to be me and Ahmad, who hopefully will be returning to the podcast sooner rather than later. We always talk about who the FPL pick would be this week. So we always pick one Manchester United player that should be in your team this week. So who would that be?
Oh, I thought De Ligt was brilliant, wasn't he? Did we keep a clean
Yeah.
sheet? No. Well, I'm going to go with
No,
Bruno.
we didn't.
As I said, a penalty. So I can see Bruno scoring a penalty or creating something from a
Okay.
set piece. Go on, the Bruno.
Okay. I'm currently second in our league, which you will be happy to know. You're just behind me. And then Ahmad
Yeah.
is at the top on 62 points. There's a few other
Mm.
people that have joined in as well.
What is
I
that
put it
now?
out
Yeah.
I put it out on
Go on,
social
lads.
media. If you want to join and you're listening to this, you can look on our Instagram page at Fergie's Gum, and you'll be able to find it there, the code. But if you are listening to this and you just want to tap it in right now, it's M for mother, I for igloo, S for sugar, 4, K for kilo, J for what was it again? We did it
Juliet.
last week. There we go, J for Juliet. So if you do want to join, then you can join that way. My pick is Brian Mbumo this week, mate. I think he's got goals and assists in him. And the other thing that is making me lean towards him as well is the fact that he was on corners from the right-hand side, I think.
Good
Yeah.
delivery as well, isn't it? Very good delivery about it.
Right then, end of the show. But not before we do that, you wanted to say something, didn't you? What did you want to do? Do
Oh,
you want to call
I
everyone
did,
out
yeah.
that's been giving you grief online?
You sausages. No, I didn't. What I wanted to do, I just wanted to say thank you to everyone for the support that we're getting. The majority of it's quite overwhelming, actually. People saying they're enjoying it and stuff like that. Yeah, it's really nice. Thank you very much for getting behind us and pass it on. Pass the pod.
Yeah.
Somebody else is saying that, and it will make that. But yeah, get people involved. If they want to talk United, the other thing I wanted to say was we had a few comments, didn't we, last week, Nate? Mostly Arsenal fans. I don't know why you're all so angry at Arsenal.
What was it? Because I've basically stopped looking. I told you that
Oh,
last
well,
week.
yeah, it's the best way, isn't it? It's some people are just unhappy, aren't they? And they just want to get at you. But
In
for the
life,
majority,
yes.
yeah, the majority, it's all positive. I know I've got a face for radio. You don't have to keep telling me. I know it's not complimentary. But yeah, thank you very much. And I keep getting asked about cups and things like that, merchandise. We're going to chat about it. Fergie's Gum, up the Gummers. Yeah, we'll get on it,
Yeah.
merchandise, and we'll get it available for people soon. So yeah, stick with us,
Okay.
lads.
That's nice. That's very nice of you to say so. Yeah, if you do want to follow us and drop a comment calling Paul all the names under the sun for no reason, if you if you go to on Instagram, it's Fergie's Gum Podcast. On TikTok, it's Fergie's Gum. On YouTube, it's Fergie's Gum Podcast. And then you'll be able to see us on there if you really want to. We do post on there quite a bit. It's hard to keep up with it because we are just like 3 people with full-time jobs and families to sort out. So it is difficult, but everything helps. And as Paul was saying before, you know, we passed a little milestone recently, which we celebrated in the group chat, which was, I think we'd passed 100,000 views across TikTok, YouTube Shorts, and Instagram, which is, you know, massive for 3 lads sat in their houses talking about Manchester United.
Yeah.
So we'll take that.
See where we go, Nathan, eh? See how we get on. But we just enjoy talking United, don't we? There's some people,
exactly, mate.
If you like it, get involved. If it's not for you, move on. It's not for everybody. You can't keep everybody happy, can you? So
I'm sure a majority of people, though, that look at those clips and, you know, that follow fan accounts, they're rival fans. It's the reason why I watch AFTV. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to see the meltdown in the same way that I'm sure people tune into this to watch us have a meltdown, but it never happens. We just get,
some people, it's just rage bait, innit? They just get annoyed at anything. But when you've got a group of mates like I've got, most of the abuse comes from your mates. You just get used to it. Right. So it is what it is. Fair. Yeah, exactly.
I did enjoy. There was one interaction that I did enjoy, which was someone saying that Ruben Amorim is the worst manager ever. I'm assuming he's an Arsenal fan. Ruben Amorim is the worst manager ever. I said, thanks for your valuable input. Then he replied back, how many goals has Cunha and Mbumo scored against Arsenal for their previous clubs? It's like, yeah. It takes 2 seconds to check that information on Google. But that's how I left it. So I don't know if that person's listening now, but yeah, there you go.
These Russian bots are getting they're developing, aren't they? They're moving on with technology.
They are
angry Russian bots.
Or just morons, mate. Just morons. Yeah. Anyway, either way, thanks for the interactions, though. It all helps. Right, on that bombshell, thanks again, Mr. Paul Cropper. We shall speak to you all again after the Fulham game.
That's it.